how to discipline yourself to actually do the creative work. Get 5 tips in this video and start implementing them today. New videos come every week, so make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification button. I'm Alina. I help people open up their own natural creative geniuses using simple tools and techniques that I've gathered in my more than 10 years of experience in improv, around 7 years of experience in digital marketing and content creation, and any person in any field, any game changer will tell you the same thing. It's not really my talent, well, maybe it was my talent, but actually the thing that got me into where I am today was the work ethic. And what is work ethic? It's the discipline. So here are my 5 tips to help you level up your discipline to finish that creative work you wanted to finish for so long. Tip number 1, eat your next meal twice as long as usual. What? Is this like a health video or something? No. This exercise will give you 2 most significant skills for discipline. At first, just observing your emotions, and then second, controlling those emotions, like stress. For example, if there are other people around you who you see that are finishing their meals and you are eating your second piece of rice or fruit or anything that you eat at that time, or feeling so stupid and foolish when other people are starting to look to yourself and asking some questions like, what are you doing? Have you lost your mind? Why are you eating so slow? Or maybe it's you who wants to hurry, like, oh my god, I have so many things to do. I just have to eat that meal. Like, why did she recommend this stupid exercise? Recognizable emotions when you're doing that creative work that you are not seeing the results yet? I don't know, maybe. With time, if you repeat this exercise again and again, you will see that you can actually go through that feeling, that emotion, and finish your meal twice as long as usual anyway. And if you can do that with a simple meal, I wonder if you can do that with a task of a discipline. Well, I bet you can. And if you do this tip, you are at a good start. Tip number 2, pick one specific task for the next 30 days. If you have many, like a lot of creative people tend to have, then just write them all on a list and stick your finger, not looking where you stick it, and pick that task. Why? Let's do a small experiment. Say the word pinch. Just say it, even if in your thoughts, if you are somewhere outside where there are people around, just say it, pinch. Now, pinch yourself. Were those experiences the same? And which one, if you had never experienced pinching and you wondered whether it is the thing that I want to do for the rest of my life, which one would help you choose better? To say the word pinch or to do the pinching? Action will tell you so much faster and so much better whether you want to continue doing that or not. And if you like doing that, then after a month you'll even have gotten better at that skill. But if you choose not to continue, then your list gets shorter. You are benefiting from it in any way. So just pick one thing. It doesn't matter which one, really. Tip number 3, start with 10 minutes per day. What? No, I want to work like 3 hours. Like, this creative work is massive. I know I have to work hard. Yeah, I know, but I'm guessing that if you are here, then that tactic did not work, didn't it? Yeah, well, this video is quite full with truth bombing, but I'm saying it with love, my friend, because I wish somebody told me those things years before, and I would get so much better at so many things that actually matter if I listened to this advice. And the lockdown actually taught me this. I wanted to get fitter for a long time, not like thinner, but really fitter, like stronger. I like to experience the different ways how my body works and be creative in that part. And so I had those bursts of a lot of training and long pauses between them, and there were no results really. But during the March and April and May, I think as well, I started doing just 10 minutes of yoga per day. Guess what? A month later, I could do my first push-up. So now I've stick to 1 hour of sports per day, and yoga is a part of it, but I started with those 10 minutes of yoga per day. How does it go together with creative work? It's the same. The skills are something that our brain and our bodies have to train, have to do repeatedly, and the repetition is the most important thing, and it's even more important than the amount of stuff that you're doing. If you are training yourself, for example, crocheting, or you're developing a new business idea for 10 minutes per day, you are creating that repetitive information in your brain that just sticks. So you know that the skill that you have trained and the idea you have worked on will stick to your brain. And then when it sticks to your brain, then you can add more workload or add more hours or add more tasks. Would it be a good idea just to stick to shorter periods of time, but every day? Write that in the comments. Tip number 4, breathe in, breathe out, restart. This tip also speaks about the same controlling emotions, but this time it's one specific emotion that I'm talking about, and it's the moment when you want to quit, that you've made a mistake or you didn't do those 10 minutes per day for 1, 2 days or a week. So you think, oh man, yeah, I'll just, my worth is like a 0 and I have to not continue with this creative work. So I'll just stick to my 9-to-5 job and continue with it. That's it. That's my destiny. It was written in the stars. It's not easy to restart after you had failed or you had quit something, but remember, nothing you have ever learned to do on autopilot, nothing that you do so well that you do not even think of doing it, like writing, reading, or speaking, or tying your shoes, or even walking. You failed for the first 10, 100, and I bet even 1,000 of times before you did those things right. And even then, when you did those things right, you actually had to repeat them to get to where you are now, like being an expert of speaking. New skills take time, and in this time, the skill is discipline. Breathe in, breathe out, restart. Tip number 5, spend time reflecting. And what does that mean? So it depends on the task that you want to repeat every day, on your project or skill that you're learning. It's your own choice to pick the time, whether if it's half an hour per week, Sunday evening you sit and write down everything, or it's just once a month. You decide, but it's really important to spend time reflecting or looking back on what you have done, what has worked, what should be improved, and what should be your next steps. If you're not reflecting and if you're not seeing what has been done and where you should go further, you're not adjusting, then you're like Ted. Ted is a great guy. He just went outside his house and started walking really fast. Like he walked fast as he could, because he knew that if he just walked hard, then he would just get to the park. One day he would get there. Yeah, you see where the problem is, don't you? I guess that at 2 a.m. you could find that Ted outside the city, crying, crawling, and covering himself with arms, and just so hungry and tired and cold, and he hadn't got to the park. It's a silly story and the TED probably never existed, I hope. I was TED with improv for a long time. I just studied improv hard. I read every book. I did some exercise more often than not. I went to really hard trainings and nothing really improved because I didn't analyze what I did right, what I did wrong. I got stuck at some point, and because I didn't analyze why I got stuck, I just got worse at that point. Don't be like Ted or me. Don't walk hard. Just walk a bit and then take a look whether you are walking to the right direction and adjust if you are not to get to that park of yours. And if you are not walking to the right direction, change it. So, these were my 5 tips for discipline. Which one was your favorite and which was the most useful? Write them all down in the comments. Now, if you want some deeper insights on how to unleash your creative genius and also to maintain it, then make sure to subscribe to my email list. I will put the link in the description. And also make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification button to be the first one to know when new videos about creativity tips and tools come out every week. Good luck with the discipline and see you on the next video.